You're watching NBC 16 News at 5:30.
The Jack Fire sees major growth again with more people rushing in to fight. The blaze is now more than 4,200 acres. Good evening, I'm Alan Matthews. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says the Jack Fire is an imminent and current risk to the Dry Creek area, and we do have team coverage tonight. NBC 16's Angelina Dixon joins us in the studio with the ODF Western Lane District today about what measures they're taking. But first, David OCHOA, he is in Glide tracking the Jack Fire today. They're urging anyone in the level 3 evacuation area to get out immediately. So David, despite this warning, not everyone is leaving just yet.
That's right, Alan. I spoke to one person who is inside the evacuation zone and is staying there for the time being, despite the fact that the fire is less than a mile away.
Jesse Gooden was at work at the Steamboat Inn when he learned about the fire. He says it was only a few minutes between the start of the fire and the shutdown of Highway 138.
Thankfully, there was a Forest Service or somebody there that piloted us through the fire because there was active landslides happening. There was rocks falling in the road. There was, quarter-acre sized fires on the hillside right as it was, so it was already starting to spot fire as we were coming down.
Why have you guys decided to stay and not evacuate?
Well, like I said, this is our third fire. We understood when we decided to move into the national forest that this is a part of life, and that these are going to happen.
Gooden went through last year's Archie Creek fire and evacuated for the Happy Dog fire in 2017.
We've learned that it doesn't always have to be, right when they issue the evacuation orders, because they do that out of an abundance of caution. As long as you stay out of the firefighters' way, they generally don't mind that we're still here.
But he says this time the fire and the firefighters are behaving differently, and it's made him a bit more cautious.
Now they're actually doing structural protection. They're actually actively, making fire lines, moving through the community, coming up and down access roads. It's much more involved this go around than it has in any of the previous fires.
They're running on a generator and getting supplies from the Dry Creek store. They have everything packed up and ready in the car in case they need to get out fast.
Eventually propane and everything does start to run out. We haven't hit that point yet, but there will come a time, hopefully, before we won't hit that point.
Now, even though Gooden has decided to stay, he doesn't recommend that people do the same. He tells me that people should listen to their instincts. If they don't feel safe, they should go. Reporting live from Douglas County, I'm David OCHOA. Back to you, Alan.
All right, thanks a lot, David. And we do want to reiterate that the Douglas County Sheriff's Office is urging anyone in the Dry Creek area to evacuate immediately. There are level 3 evacuations issued for that area. Now, according to the Oregon Department of Forestry, Lane County is still in high fire danger, and as conditions stay dry this summer, forest fire prevention is the main focus right now. NBC 16's Angelina Dixon spoke with ODF today. So, Angelina, what did they have to say?
Well, Alan, logging, thinning trees, and reducing fuels in some major fire risk areas in Oregon is the main objective every year. The Oregon legislature has created the Federal Forest Restoration Program. It has provided the Oregon Department of Forestry a helping hand in creating jobs for hundreds of firefighters. According to Governor Brown's Council on Wildfire Response, over 5 million acres of Oregon's forests and rangelands need restoration. That's where ODF comes in.
We are looking to meet the target of the Governor's Wildfire Council of treating the highest risk acres at 5.6 million across the state. And it's incremental progress. It's more than one agency really, one entity really can take on. So that's why we are partnering with our federal counterparts, the communities through the forest collaboratives, and then our local forest contractors.
Also, grant money allows the federal government to help private landowners stay fire-free at no cost. It's an effort that's been around for nearly 15 years.
And it employs our seasonal firefighters in the wintertime. And so they'll be cutting down brush, thinning trees out, and piling it as a fuel reduction technique.
ODF says it often comes down to people being aware of fire dangers.
Roughly statewide, I think about 70% of the fires that we respond to are human-caused. And 30% might be lightning.
Beeling says they expect more lightning storms over the next few months. But as summer continues, ODF wants the public to do their part to prevent fires. A lot of work to be done, ODF says, but they are making progress to meet the governor's expectations. Alan?
All right, thanks a lot, Angelina. Well, almost 200 people. That's the latest death toll from the heat wave that hit the Pacific Northwest last month. Today, we got an update from statewide numbers from Washington. That state saying that at least 78 deaths can be attributed to the heat wave. Oregon's total still standing at 116. Now, this doesn't take into account the number of deaths in Western Canada attributed to the heat, which some estimates put at more than 500 people. New details on the deadly heat wave. A new study suggests that it would not have been possible without caused climate change. An international team of scientists say climate change made the heat at least 150 times more likely to occur. The study, which has not been peer-reviewed yet, says the triple-digit temperatures in the region was a once-in-millennium event, but if the world warms another 1.4 degrees, that once-in-a-millennium event would likely occur every 5 to 10 years. While today was the Justin Herbert Invitational, a golf tournament benefiting kids sports, a Eugene-based nonprofit. NBC 16 Chevy Chevalier now joins us from the Shadow Hills Country Club, the event taking place there. So, Chevy, how's the forecast looking? Golfers must have loved today.
Lots of sun and lots of fun out here, Alan. It's just a gorgeous day. You know, if I had to do it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 9, maybe 9.5, because I don't know, I kind of like 78 instead of 80, 82, right? Let's take a look at the temperatures out there and the conditions in Eugene. It is 80 degrees right now and 84 degrees if you look at the temperatures across the area, 84 degrees in Roseburg. And take a look at the next 24 hours. Hey, more sunshine is heading our way, but I know we enjoyed these couple days of the 80s, but we're going back into the 90s. Plus, an air quality alert was just issued. I'll give you all the details of that with my complete forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, well, thanks so much, Chevy. And I will say it is starting to get hotter and hotter as the day goes on. So I think a lot of people are glad that they're not golfing anymore. They're kind of preparing for the party on the green to kick off, which is about to happen within the next hour. And, you know, this is such a big event, raising money for kids sports. We have the silent auction, which is about to start, which we are hoping brings in more money. They did have a big goal to raise, but they've already exceeded it. So we'll see how much money they end up raising. Hopefully we'll have that total goal for you later tonight.
Yeah, and also coming later tonight, a lot more interviews. We got to talk to so many people, whether they be related with the Chargers or former teammates of Justin's here at Oregon or at Sheldon. But we also got to speak with Justin himself this morning with our very own Brandon cameraman.
All right, here with Justin Herbert. This is the namesake of today's event. This is a lot of work to put this thing together. How good does it feel that it's actually here today?
It's been a great experience so far, and it's for a wonderful cause. And I got to thank Kendall Auto Group and Ashley Kirby and Amy Newport for putting on such a great event. But there's a lot to look forward to. It's going to be a lot of fun today.
I know, Justin, you've talked a lot about your experience in kids sports. How important was it for you to do something like this to benefit kids sports?
It's huge because kids sports meant the world to me, and to be able to play basketball, football, baseball throughout my childhood and give back and make an impact on some of the kids. I don't think it gets any better than that.
Obviously, you're from Eugene, went to University of Oregon, but now you play for the Chargers. You're no name around the country, but here in Eugene, you've been well known for a while. How important is it to come back here to your hometown and to hold an event like this?
The city of Eugene has been awesome. It's such a great community, and to be able to give back means the world to me. And you know, it's going to be a lot of fun today. We got some great golfers, some big names coming in, so a lot to look forward to.
And I know that you told me last time we talked that you've been working on your golf game a little bit. How's it going leading into today?
The golf game isn't very good, so hopefully it shows up today, but hopefully I stay out of the trees.
The important thing is to have fun, right?
Exactly.
All right, thanks so much, Justin. Let's send it back to you.
Well, I will say that a lot of people that played with Justin on the 10th hole said that he played wonderful. So whatever he said this morning, they said he was underestimating himself. Now, he played great.
And speaking of, he's been here since about 5 o'clock this morning. When it's your own charity golf tournament, you kind of have to be here a lot. So credit to him for sticking through all of this. And coming up, we'll hear from one of Justin's teammates live from his Oregon days. That's coming up in a little bit. Alan, let's send it back to you.
All right, thank you so much. Well, new at 5:30, a Portland motel will now permanently serve as short-term housing for the city's homeless community. The Joint Office of Homeless Services officially owns the former Motel 6 on Southeast Stark. It was serving as a temporary shelter for those most at risk during the pandemic. It's all being made possible by the Oregon Community Foundation for Project Turnkey. They granted the county more than $3 million.
The good news is that in addition to being short-term shelter through the pandemic, it also has the opportunity to be converted down the road to transitional housing or permanent affordable housing.
Project Turnkey is responsible for 19 other similar properties in 13 Oregon counties. In total, they have more than 900 units of emergency housing across the state. On the South Coast, a housing project in Coos Bay is moving forward after some planning troubles. The city has been working to develop a property off Ocean Boulevard and Lindy Lane. The initial plan was to create a modular home development, but with those homes becoming expensive and hard to get due to low supply, they changed their plan. This week, the City Council approved cost sharing with Red Moon Development to develop a property into a subdivision for 400 stick-built homes.
For the city of Coos Bay, and I think the area, it's much better. It's going to create for us, tax-wise, development-wise, homes last longer, and I think it'll be more attractive and a better fit for us.
Now the developer is working on about 5 floor plans for the homes. Once those are approved, building will begin, and they will have about 4 years to build the first 130 homes. A housing need analysis showed that Coos Bay would need over 600 new homes within the next 20 years. This will fill over half of that need, and there are other projects going on that will continue to fill the demand. Advocates for keeping the Shutter Creek prison open in North Bend say the prison helps with wildland firefighting efforts. Governor Kate Brown met with local leaders for a half-hour yesterday to hear their case for keeping the prison from shutting down. The Coos Forest Protective Association was among the parties that made their case. Shutter Creek has an inmate team that helps CFPA fight wildland fires, like the fire on North Bank Lane during the 2020 fire season. State Representative Boomer Wright helped arrange the meeting. He says the inmate fire team also helps cut the costs of firefighting.
He said we probably save about, he said somewhere in the vicinity of $2 million a year in revenue to the state because of the support of the fire crews to his association and the people who monitor the fires in the area.
Representative Wright says everyone felt like the meeting went well. He also says Governor Brown told them that she will have an open mind when reviewing their case. Governor Brown is expected to make a decision in a few weeks. New numbers are coming in on just how many jobs were lost during the pandemic. According to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, as many as 22 million jobs were lost around the world. In May, unemployment fell to more than 6% in developed countries, which is still above pre-pandemic highs. The organization says it doesn't expect employment numbers to return to normal in rich countries until the third quarter of 2023. Well, coming up on your only local news at 5:30, a major announcement today that affects the 2020 Tokyo Summer Games. Japan declares a state of emergency and bans stands from the fans. The latest details after the break.
Hey, we're out here at the Justin Herbert Invitational, and the weather is absolutely gorgeous. But, 90s are coming our way. Your complete forecast, which includes this beautiful weekend coming up in just a few minutes.